Good Friday morning, everyone. Welcome back to Weather with Sim again. I hope you guys are all having a great day so far. And in today's weather forecast, we are going to be talking about a huge storm that's currently developing in the United States, which is going to be bringing the potential for a significant severe weather or even a tornado outbreak by the time we get into tomorrow, which will be for your Saturday. And this is not common for December at all. We're talking about a rare enhanced risk that has just been issued for the Deep South a day ago. And so this is definitely going to be something to really watch for, as a lot of people are even going to be streaming for this due to how bad it could really be. So consider subscribing to the channel, as we will continue to keep you updated with the latest, and so that way you can stay informed on this channel, and so that way you can be safe, as there could be a severe weather outbreak tomorrow, like I said. But also don't forget to leave a thumbs up as well. Those help out more than you know. And of course, leave any questions, comments, or concerns that you guys have down below. Feel free to leave anything down below, and I will get to those right after today's weather forecast. But let's first start off by taking a look at the severe weather outlook for today. Not for today, I meant to say for tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be a huge concern, like I said. So for tomorrow, which will be for your Saturday this weekend, we currently have a rare enhanced risk for severe weather, anywhere from Louisiana all the way back over there into parts there of western Alabama. And the main concern for Saturday is going to be that threat for a couple of strong tornadoes. Like I said, this enhanced risk is pretty rare and unusual, and this is mainly because this is the first time Alabama has seen an enhanced risk on day 3 in December, and this has gotten issued yesterday, and that's why it's very rare, because this is definitely not something you would usually expect. Plus, this is also one of the first day 3 enhanced risks we have seen since May. So make sure you are being on very high alert as we get into Saturday this weekend, as a few long track EF2 tornadoes or greater are going to be very possible. But like I said, a tornado outbreak may be possible, as conditions are going to be extremely favorable. Same with hail. We could be seeing some hail over 1 inch in diameter, but hail is not going to be the main concern, though. The main concern also looks to be those damaging wind gusts, because we have a 30% chance for damaging winds. We could be seeing wind gusts over 80 miles per hour at times. So we got to watch this area in red very closely, as we could be even seeing a few lines of storms moving on through, and usually those are capable of bringing damaging winds events, which could produce wind gusts over 80 miles per hour. So we definitely got to watch that area very closely. And here's the reason why we are concerned about a lot of damaging winds and tornadoes occurring, and this is mainly because we're going to have significant tornado parameters off the scale. We're talking some areas, especially where you see those purples and even the bright pinks. At least we got a few areas showing that is where we're talking pretty much just so much favorable environment for tornadoes, that, like I said, there could be some long track EF2 tornadoes. Now, that doesn't mean any of them are going to be like historic or anything, but we could definitely see some very long track tornadoes like this, especially if they really get their acts together. So we will watch it very closely for you guys. So like I said, consider subscribing to the channel, as we will likely even go live for this as we get into tomorrow, which will be for Saturday, like I said. Plus, Ryan Hall, y'all, is also going to be live for this, as a tornado outbreak could be very possible. Now, some of you guys are probably asking, will Saturday, which will be for tomorrow, upgrade to a moderate risk? Well, I do think a moderate risk is actually going to be possible for Saturday, because like I said, some of these tornado parameters that you see are almost off the scale. So I do think a moderate risk may actually be very possible as well, which, if we were to see one, it would either be around the lunch hour for today, because that will be the next time the Storm Prediction Center updates the day 2 outlook, or it would be tomorrow morning before all this severe weather starts getting ongoing. So make sure to keep that in mind if you live anywhere in the Deep South, and just check out these storms that we're going to see tomorrow. We're talking lines of storms. We're talking several discrete supercells, and we're even talking more lines of storms rolling on through, because where you see these discrete supercells, especially these little baby storms like that one, those ones are usually the most capable of producing long track EF2 tornadoes or greater, while these other ones in front of it still could also produce tornadoes too as well. So really any discrete storms that you see could have the potential of producing long track EF2 tornadoes or greater, while these lines of storms that you see right there, those ones are usually going to be capable of producing wind gusts as high as 80 miles per hour or greater potentially, especially if these are able to organize. Now, the main thing to watch for with these storms are going to be when they develop, when they roll on through, and how much energy they use up, because depending on how much they use will determine on if we will see tornadoes, because the ceiling is going to be very high for today. We could be seeing a tornado outbreak for today, meaning several strong tornadoes could be possible, or we could only be talking about a few. So it really depends on how these storms play out. Like I said, with the rounds that have these discrete supercells with them, are going to need that energy, moisture, and as well as that wind shear to produce long track tornadoes. But if these lines of storms use it all, then those ones aren't going to be as capable of producing a tornado. So that's why we are going to be watching it extremely closely. So make sure to keep that in mind as we get into your Saturday, which will be for tomorrow. And then by the time we get into Sunday, which will be at the beginning of next week, we will still be tracking a little bit of a severe weather potential. Now, keep in mind that this isn't likely to be an outbreak or anything, but I do want to show you guys that there is still going to be quite a bit of a favorable environment for maybe a few tornadoes. Now, even though those reds, oranges, and as well as those greens are widespread, that doesn't mean we're going to be seeing a tornado outbreak once again, even though that did look pretty similar to when we did take a look at the significant tornado parameters for Saturday, which will be for tomorrow. So we will watch your Sunday very closely as we get into next week for a few tornadoes, but since those significant tornado parameters won't be as high as what we're going to be tracking for tomorrow, we're probably not going to be seeing an outbreak or anything, but a few tornadoes will definitely appear likely, especially where you see those greater significant tornado parameters, including the Raleigh region. We'll definitely need to watch very closely. Now, if we look at your total rainfall, this is what's going to give us the good idea on if we need to watch for flooding too as well. This is anywhere from now all the way into Monday of next week, and as you guys can see, we will be tracking a lot of rainfall across the eastern United States, which does include the deep south, back up there into the Ohio Valley, and as well as parts there of the Mid-Atlantic. So that will be one area to keep an eye on. The other area will also be the Northwest, as we currently got an atmospheric river event ongoing in that area, with even obliterating amounts of snowfall possible across the higher elevations, and that's why you guys are seeing a lot of rainfall. So we'll definitely need to watch a lot of these areas very closely, especially the east, as we are currently going to be watching for a potential severe weather outbreak as we get into tomorrow. But even though we could see a severe weather outbreak, you should also be watching for flooding in that area too, as well, as anywhere from 2 to 4 inches will be possible, especially if you get caught under a heavy downpour. And then after that, and as we get into January, the next big storm that I would consider watching for will be on Monday, January 6th, where this one could bring a lot of snowfall to the upper Midwest, Great Lakes, back over there into the Mid-Atlantic, and as well as the Northeast. So this could be something to really watch for, like I said, as this might even bring blockbuster amounts of snowfall. So this is definitely something to really keep an eye on by the time we get into January 6th of 2025. So not really looking at anything certain as of right now, as we are still heading about 10 days out. But it's definitely something to really keep an eye on, as the potential will definitely be there. Now, let's look at your real total rainfall and as well as your total snowfall. And anywhere from now all the way to January 10th, we are going to be tracking the potential for a lot of rainfall across the east, as we are going to have several storms rolling on through. So we definitely will be watching you guys in the east very closely, and same with you guys in the northwest. The southeast, back over there in the Texas, does not look to see very high amounts amounts of rainfall at all, unfortunately. So keep in mind that the drought across those areas may get worse over the next 7 days. But like I said, we're mainly going to be keeping an eye on the east, as a lot of those areas are definitely likely to see a lot of rainfall. And then for your total snowfall, as you guys can see, like I said, blockbuster amounts of snowfall may be possible if we do see a snowstorm like this. Now keep in mind that this is still going to remain very uncertain because we're hanging over 10 days out. But like I said, a snowstorm is definitely going to be very possible in January, as January is known for its cold and snowy conditions. And same goes over here for the higher elevations out there to the west, which we will watch closely as well. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy today's weather forecast. Consider subscribing to the channel, as we will more than likely go live for the severe weather outbreak tomorrow. And of course, make sure to click that notification bell so that way you guys don't miss out on it. And you guys don't have to stay tuned for my live stream. Make sure to stay tuned for Ryan Holleyall's live stream as well, as he is going to also be live for this severe weather event. So feel free to do that if you haven't already. Don't forget to leave a like as well. Those help out more than you know. And of course, leave any questions, comments, or concerns that you guys have down below. Feel free to leave anything down below, and I'll get to those in just a second. And I hope you guys all have a great rest of your week, and even a great weekend. And I hope you all stay safe from this potential tornado outbreak as we get into tomorrow, and we will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.